call you. We'll call you Lindsay.
We're live.
Oh, so we're live.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to week 4.
Oh, yeah. 360 Real Talk.
360 Real Talk.
We're late again.
Oh gosh.
10-ish to 11. So yeah, I'm 360 and
I'm Alex.
this is our friend
Lindsay.
She's filling in for Yolanda tonight, just kind of hang out with us and chit chat. She didn't bring any material, but she's going to just chat with us. All right, so it's another episode, and we're still playing with this stuff, hence the reason we're late. Try to get fancier every week. But this week, we're going to dive right in, and we'll start with some cool, controversial topics in the entertainment world, I guess you could say. So, let's talk about sex myths that we're still questioning as adults.
Oh gosh.
Because there's those things that we learn about sex as teenagers, right? Growing up. That now we kind of like, are you still wondering or did you figure it out? So, number one is you can't get pregnant ifs. It's false. This one isn't hard, right? So, the first one is floating semen in a pool or a hot tub. Says there's no way you can get pregnant like that. I'm not going to go really into these things because they're kind of graphic a little bit. So I'm going to keep it kind of PG-14. So oral sex, no, you can't get pregnant from oral sex. Just in case you guys didn't know. Now you know. Ejaculation anywhere near the sex organ. Yep, nope, you're good still yet. The term like man, I feel like I'm watching that movie Varsity Blues when they're having sex ed. It's so awkward right now. I didn't realize this would be awkward.
I told you it was going to be awkward.
But we just got to keep it going. So yeah, pre-com, you're not going to get pregnant. If you do have sex in a jacuzzi or a hot shower, yes, you can get pregnant. I didn't really know about that one. That's a new one. This one's kind of retarded. If it's your first time, yes, you can still get pregnant. Period sex, it's unlikely, but still possible. I'm gonna skip the rest.
Did you have to read this article to know these things?
I did, but I just kind of glanced at it and was like, ooh, this is an interesting topic. But now I'm just like, yeah, it's a little too interesting. Anyway, men and women have sexual peaks. This is dumbing it down a little. This ain't as bad. So I've always heard that, men hit their sexual peak when they're a teenager, like when they're a high school boy and all this. And then women hit theirs like when they're older. Hence the reason we got the whole cougar and all this extra stuff going on, because women get older and they like find their sexual peak and men have already, they're done. Me personally, I do not agree with this. Not on a male standpoint.
Well, it is false. Right?
Is that what it says?
It says it's false.
Yeah, it does say false. Right.
Yeah.
But me and Lindsay was talking earlier. She was like, I don't know. I believe it. So
I believe the myth.
You believe the myth. So I mean, everybody's had experience here. Like, what's everyone's take on this one?
I think women just get more comfortable with age, like
they open up more
confident and comfortable. Absolutely.
And you just
and I feel like it's probably just always the same for dudes. Like as long as
I think it's
I don't know
until like and everyone starts having problems in like older age, so you can't really.
Yeah, I guess you can't really like.
I think it's just a matter of confidence.
It's a matter of a bunch of things. Yeah. Like you never know. You just never know. But I don't know. Just in general, I think that you can't really label it like they do. So anyway, moving on. I'm gonna share.
It was false.
Yeah, it's like whatever. So some interesting news for the week that I came across. A Florida woman cuts a man's face after he refuses to have sex with her.
Like, stabbed him?
No, she cut his face. Like, sounds like she just like
his face,
slashed his face
with a kitchen knife.
With a kitchen knife, yeah. Because I got the article here. It's just like, but I mean, there's so many things wrong with this right here. Let's go to the picture for a second. There's just so many things wrong with this picture, with this whole. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what really. She doesn't feel bad. No, she doesn't care. She doesn't care.
She looks like she hasn't been outside in a couple of days either.
Yeah, this is looking crazy. Like, says Florida.
Right.
It's funny,
And
but
it says Florida.
I'm
She
just
she
like,
don't look like she's seen the Florida sun. I'm
I
just saying.
I mean, there could be a lot of things going on here. I'm just like, I don't know really what's really going on, but she's definitely not looking healthy. Let's just say that.
She
You
looks
know what I
like she
mean?
might be from Florida.
Maybe. Anyway, so let's read this real quick. So not only did he refuse once, he refused 7 times.
7 times. That's like the
So
guy who made a spreadsheet of all the times his wife didn't sleep with him. Only he didn't stab her. So
yeah, I'm like,
way to stay out of jail, buddy. I think he still got divorced.
I feel like this is not going to get the attention of that one chick that cut the dude's penis off back in the day that we all remember. It happened in Virginia. Bobbitt. Yeah, it's not going to
Yeah.
get that kind of attention, but I feel like she is like nothing compared to this chick. This chick
No.
is like gangster with it. She's just like
She's psycho with it.
psycho with it. I don't.
She's like.
I mean, it's just crazy. But then it gets
But
worse.
Is it not
it
strange
gets worse.
when national news
It's reporting things like
happens
this.
in your backyard though?
Yeah.
Oh no, it
Like
is.
that, you bring up the Bobbitt thing. Like that happened locally.
It
Yeah,
did.
like
So did the
super
sniper
local.
thing, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of crazy
isn't
stuff
that
that happens
strange?
around here. And meanwhile, we're just out here raising families and playing house. Never know when you're gonna step out and get shot
No,
in the
we are.
head.
Well, we're very close to like a controversy.
Well, yeah. All right. So moving on, it gets worse. Well, I don't know if this is worse, but this is still crazy. So a 71-year-old man gets arrested
Nothing like this though.
over a Bruno Mars song. They got in an argument of whether it was a Bruno Mars song or not, and he assaulted the guy. Not only did he assault the guy, he pistol whipped him,
Oh my god.
and the gun goes off in the process. So the argument over Bruno
That's
Mars
serious.
songs turns into an assault that could have been deadly. It's like, come on, what are we arguing about? This dude's 71 years old. How does he even know who Bruno Mars is? Like, come on, dude.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
That's
right.
where we heard of him.
Well, I mean, 24K and all these songs that were just so catchy. Like, I mean, they put it on Kids Bop for heaven's sake. You know you're killing it when you hit Kids Bop. When you're on Kids Bop,
Where did it
So-
happen?
what the
Where
dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
where
this
is-
was out in Indiana. So,
Mm.
Indiana man was arrested. You know, and it says, according to the report, late Friday night. Oh, well, I mean, it was a Friday night, and some old guys are sitting around arguing about Bruno
Hmm.
Mars. Sounds like
I'm
it was
sure whiskey was involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana. I don't have Siri handy, but I'm sure whiskey might be like a good drink out there. I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just like, come on, man. And then pistol whipping a dude that's not 38.
A little old to be in an argument like that.
Hit him in the forearm. So
Love
check
that.
this out. He hits him in the forearm with his 38 and then his right cheek. So I guess it's kind of
Oh.
like, I will pistol whip you with this pistol if you don't shut up. And here's the catch. Here's the catch, though. So he proved him wrong, and that's what made him want to beat him up.
How did he prove him wrong? The last sentence is it was unclear what song's being debated.
Well, no, but then up there it says once he found out that he was right, type thing. Where'd it go?
I think I don't think
know.
anyone was.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Enough with
Uh.
crazy news. So, you know, we like to talk about entrepreneur stuff around here because everybody's entrepreneurs in our little circle of people. Lindsay just made the cross back to the dark side from entrepreneur
Welcome.
world. No, she went back to the other side.
Oh, okay.
So I can't even call it the
No.
dark side. She went back to the what's another? I don't know what the word is for a 9 to 5. Like it's not the dark side.
The daywalkers.
Yeah, you went back to
Daywalkers.
Walking Dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that
I
been
did.
for you?
I made the choice.
She did make the choice. I'm proud of her.
yeah,
I'm proud of
no.
you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I
No, it's
couldn't
been
do
good.
it, but you know, yeah,
No, I like it. I
Take
like
it.
it a lot. It's a different approach on life.
yeah.
a
It's
little more
simpler.
structured.
Simpler.
Yeah,
You
it's
kind
more
of-
structured. It's more stable.
You
it's,
always know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's more plannable.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. I
can
just
make
can't.
like more planned moves. I
You're
like it.
actually off on your days off.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no. I mean, it's got better for me since I got the office scenario. I actually clock out when I get home for the
Yeah.
most part. Except for when it's Monday and I haven't put together the podcast yet. And I'm crunching all the way here. Like if I had a driver, I would have been doing it in the car on the way over, but you know. So anyway, so let's go into this entrepreneur thing. There was a way more on this. We could talk on these topics forever, but skills every entrepreneur needs to master in 2018.
Mhm.
So I picked my favorite ones that I felt that, I've had my ups and downs with. So I can, know for example. Course number one's communication. I feel like today with all this emailing and texting and talking and like it's harder to get a face-to-face meeting sometimes.
Yeah.
You'll be chasing clients and customers and it's crazy, you know what I mean? Whereas back in the day, that was the only way to do business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes, people still want to sit down face to face before they start talking money, but it's getting to that point. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, can we just meet? Well, I'm busy. And then I've had times where I went and meet clients and they'd forgot about it and they weren't even there. And
They want to
I'm like,
reschedule,
yeah, I'm
or
just
they're on
like,
the
come
phone
on.
the whole time.
So business, man, like when I'm dealing with other small businesses, communication is big for me. Like if you dropped the ball on that and you got me sitting around waiting on you and chasing you, like I just can't. You know what I mean? Because there's too much other stuff going on that we need to be doing. You know what I mean? So number two is being genuine. I see this a lot in the entertainment industry, especially, um, over my years of DJing out in the clubs and just dealing with hip hop artists and dealing with bands, and I booked emo bands back in the day, and like
Wow.
I've pretty much encountered every type of genre there is in the entertainment world. I mean, I haven't did like jazz and blues or nothing, but the main ones, you know what I mean? And being genuine is a thing for me where like I feel like it's okay to boast and brag about your accomplishments,
Sure.
but especially like in new age, like a lot of times people start getting they call it clout. That's
Yeah.
the word for it nowadays is they
It's a
start getting a little
huge,
cocky, they
huge
get that
ego.
clout, their ego gets
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
and I've seen it firsthand. I had a little bit of run in that when I was younger. In my younger days, I thought I was the shit
Oh,
because I was doing it and I was doing something, but all that newness wears off. You know what I mean? Drake talks about it in his music. He's like, yo, all that stuff just it's cool in the beginning, but it wears off.
right.
So now a lot of younger people that get in those situations as they're coming up, they just don't realize that. And they're quick to just get caught up in the sauce. Like, oh man, I'm doing it big and da da
Yeah.
da da da.
They haven't hit the peak and then
Yeah,
the drop.
you're not just gonna peak forever. You're gonna max out and flatline or drop.
No,
You're either gonna climb the top of the mountain and like face dive like I did
Yeah.
once or twice, but or you're just gonna flatline and you're gonna get bored. But it goes back to being genuine. Don't act like you got to be humble and you just got to remember where you came from. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? You can't disconnect from what got you where you're at. The next one is financial management.
wait. I want to go back. Wait,
You go
can we
back. You want to
pause?
touch it? Yeah,
Can we
you want to
pause?
touch on the
Yeah, before
genuine
we go
thing?
too far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, go back. Like scroll back up. Scroll back up.
Genuine.
Wait, keep
This
scrolling
one.
back up.
This one. This. No, we
Wait,
don't
wait,
want to go
wait.
too far back.
I know. Wait,
Communication in
I
these.
just want to say something. So like with like the skills, like being like genuine and like communication go hand in hand.
They do.
They do.
They do.
Because
Absolutely.
I think like when you're an entrepreneur, like, and you're talking about like meeting somebody's needs, like communication is not only like speaking, but like honestly, like 60% of that is listening. Because you gotta
Absolutely.
listen to your client's needs, and then you have to be like have a genuine intention and like be genuine in your work. You know what I'm saying? To like meet that need. And that's like doing genuine, that's business skills,
No, it is. It
you
is. You're
know?
right. You're right. And a lot of people, I don't know. Even people, I don't know. I've dealt with some people that are like in a place in their career where I feel like they're too confident and they just don't even take the time to entertain a lot of stuff that they used to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's harder. And from dealing with the city environment, versus where I started out down here,
Yeah.
there's,
I
it's a,
work for myself too.
I know
So
that's, but
I've done
the
both
difference for
when
me
it was
is,
right in my life for
right,
each and own,
down here in this slow environment, things are a little different than up in the city.
It's
You
your
know what I mean?
market.
It's a different market.
It
It's a
is.
different world. Um, you know, it's different. So,
Well, you just
but
have to adapt to your market,
no, you do.
or you gotta
Sorry, I
go.
was trying to
Go elsewhere.
share a live video to a bunch of groups, but I think I showed them.
The internet's made that really helpful, but
Well,
at the
the
same time,
internet,
it's
yeah,
hard to be genuine
it really is.
via the internet when your relationships are starting that way.
And
It's not
this,
impossible by any means, but it makes it a little
yeah.
difficult sometimes.
Well, and a lot of times, like right now, we're out here. My company's out here seeking sponsors for some nonprofit causes and some events, and
Hmm.
and a lot of times I call them the gatekeeper. You call and the receptionist is there. Well, who is this? What do
Yes,
you
the
want?
gatekeeper. Yes.
They're busy. Send an email. Like literally, we've talked to some people 4 times, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't run across that email yet." And I'm like, "Well, literally, Susan, we've called you 3 days, and we've
Well,
sent it."
they're just there to like get intel from, really.
Yeah,
That's all
exactly.
you need to do is like get intel.
So, but
Oh,
anyway, all this is
yeah.
going to tie together. So, all right, financial management. It's a big thing. You
Yes.
know what I mean? I'm really big on budgets. I try to be so true to my budget that
Mm.
I budget for the things that I don't even want to spend. Like,
That was one of
you
my
know,
hardest
you
challenges
have to be
as a business
realistic.
owner, as yeah,
You have to be realistic.
doing the budget.
If you know you go out for happy hour drinks 3 days a
That
week.
was not,
No,
that's
I'm
not
just
what I
saying.
meant.
That's smart to
Yeah,
budget
but
Not
for
what
that.
I
well, no, what I'm
meant.
saying is just in general though. Everybody's got their vices. Everybody's got their lifestyle that they lead.
I meant.
But no, listen to me. So making the budget is like for me what I struggle with, and I got real with myself. I was like, all right, I know I'm going to spend this much money on groceries. I know I'm going to eat out once or twice a week. I know I'm going to probably go out and have a couple drinks for happy hour. I know I got these credit card bills. I know everything, and I just break it down, and I'm real with myself instead of going, well, I'm not going to go out this week, or I'm not going to eat out this week, so I'm not putting that in the budget. And then you check your bank account, and you're not where you projected to be. I'm just a number cruncher. I've always done that. I guess it goes back to my restaurant management days where I was crunching other people's numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
it kind
you,
of taught me a good skill.
that's good. Yeah, you like apply your skills. That's good.
And then how many businesses have we seen crashed and burn? You know what I
Oh
mean?
gosh.
I've seen plenty
So
crash and
many.
burn. So, and a lot of people can't recover from that. I couldn't imagine like just crashing this far into the entrepreneur world. You know what I mean? Like if I'd like just up and everything dissolved, I would probably just not. I don't know. I already recover because I'm just always good at making money, but it would be hard.
You have to be able to be like Madonna, just, like reinvent yourself.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Not everybody, has
Yeah.
Madonna's tributes.
I don't know. I mean, I think like people learn from mistakes. That's how they grow.
Oh,
Definitely,
definitely.
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 You have to. So the next one, of course, probably should have been number one, is sales. And if you can't sell, you can't be successful. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is that, I don't know if this is in this little paragraph, but we all know is that it's one thing to have a good idea, but you're selling yourself more than anything.
Yeah.
If you're not good at communicating, and the next one's we'll just go ahead and throw the next one out, relationship building. If you're not good at all these things, like it takes all of them to
To
be
be good at
good,
sales.
to be good at sales.
Yeah.
So all of it goes back to sales because I don't care what you do, you're selling something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're selling yourself more than anything, and then there's a product behind it somewhere. You know what I mean? So if you're not good at all that, it sucks. I mean, I know like my confidence in sales is not where I want it to be, and I've managed to do a lot, but at the same time, I could only imagine if I really buckled down and really like got the sales process down a little bit better where I could go.
I
You know
think
what
a
I
lot of
mean?
people misunderstand what they're supposed to be doing when they're doing sales. I think that a lot of people want to kind of play a numbers game and
Yeah, you
reach as
can't
many
even.
people as they can and pitch to as many people as they can.
No, it's
And so that's
quality
why
actually.
that relationship building communication, those have to be first to you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, not everyone's going to be your customer. And if you can't identify those people quickly, you're wasting your own time and you're causing yourself to lose out on actually meeting the people you need to meet to do well.
No,
Um,
definitely, definitely. You know what I mean? I mean, part of it for me is a numbers game because I deal with so much of the marketing.
right.
But over the years, I've learned that it's quality over everything.
Right.
So you can go, like you say, you can go out there and hit 1,000 people, and then you might grab a bunch of those. you know,
Right.
and but then you're going to find that you're going to end up with some stuff that's not up to par on quality. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, example in the entertainment business, like I had to learn that not all good money is good money.
Right.
Unfortunately, not all good money is good money.
Well, that's where like relationship building comes in.
Well, yeah,
You
you really
know?
got to get to know your client and you
Yeah.
got to get to know their situation because now, like, I turn down
Well, that's what
work
sales is.
now,
Like sales is
but you,
just getting to know your clients and like
right.
building
But
relationships.
here's the catch for me as sales. I had to get to a point where I realized my worth, my product's worth, and not every sell is a good sell. So, you know, when I first started, it was just about making money, and I didn't care about so much of that. I was like, oh, I just need to get out there, I need to get my name out there, I need to make money, I need to do this, I need to do that.
Hmm.
And then over the years, I realized, like, no, this is what I feel my service is worth, and this is what I want. And then at the same time, this is what I want from the client because I'm not just going to work with somebody that I feel like we're not going to be successful together.
See,
You know what I
I
mean?
I have a different view on it. I always had a different view on it. Like I look at it as like from the client's view. I don't know. Like
Well,
I
you
don't,
got to.
like I don't look at it what I don't know how to explain it. Like how
Well, you got to look at it. I feel like sales, we got to be problem solvers.
like
So
yeah,
you
so
start
like
out,
exactly. So when you
what do you need
right.
that I can
So when
help you
you
with?
right.
What
So
is
when
your
you're building
problem? What
relationships
can I help you fix? You know what I mean? And that's it.
and that's what sales is
Right.
like filling
But
their
then, okay, but then there's that point where you go, okay, your problem's a little bit out of my realm. I used to think I could solve every problem, personal, financial, everything. I used to be that guy. I called it the Captain Save-A-Ho syndrome,
God.
where I feel like I can save everybody. And, you know, it's crazy. No offense with my word, but it was just what I called it. Like, I'm not saving nobody no more. Like, no. If you got if you got something that I feel I can help you with and we can help each other, then it's cool. But we have to have a clear understanding of what your role is versus my role. You know what I mean? So I feel like in the beginning, I didn't necessarily think like that.
Right.
I was just like, oh, what can I sell you?
Right.
You know what I mean? Not really thinking about everything else.
I think that's a problem with being an entrepreneur, though. I mean, if you go into any other industry to do sales for them,
It's
you're a
different.
salesperson.
Exactly.
Your commission, your pitch, all of it is already predetermined for
Right.
you.
It's that
You're
nine to
not
five.
thinking of what the actual value, like you said, what the
Well, yeah.
value is of you being there that day and making that sale and doing the work.
Right.
So I think that makes sales a little
Well,
bit
it's like,
harder for entrepreneurs.
yeah,
It's very close to us because the whole product is us.
yeah, definitely. So, you know, and one last thing
that
I'll
was
close.
that was
It
well
was.
put.
Oh,
It's definitely well put.
thank you.
Well, it was like I was talking about when you talk about time and worth and all that. It was like I was talking to somebody earlier today about that because it was someone that was like the just left the job, started their own business, and now they're like, well, I don't know, might have to get a real job.
Mm-hmm.
They're on that fence.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in the day when we used to have our conversations when you were still at the 9 to 5, and I'm just like, dude, just do it, just
Yeah.
jump. Because I always encourage everybody to do it, but at the same time, like I'm not going to encourage somebody that I don't feel like could do it,
Sure.
because I don't want nobody like Mark done taught me into quitting my 9 to 5 that I made enough money to support myself on, and now I'm lost in entrepreneur world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because no, if you got a skill, you can go full time with your skill.
Definitely. Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's
I know that's what I was saying. You could just do whatever whenever you
exactly.
feel. You could just
It's
do
just putting it
both.
together. Yeah, you can do both. You can go back and forth.
Also,
I finally just decided no more 9 to 5s. Like this person was like, I'm getting hit up all these headhunters, and I was like, oh, I remember when I had my resume on the internet, and people were like, oh, you got all this restaurant management experience. We would love to interview you, and I'm like, no, Susan, I'm good, right where I'm at.
Oh gosh.
I'm great. Listen, Linda, listen, I'm good. So anyway, moving on. You know what I mean? It's just entrepreneur world's crazy.
It is.
Gotta keep pushing. You can do it though. There's somebody out there that's selling popsicle sticks with funny
Oh.
sayings on them.
oh my God, I got texted because my friend got a virus text from a marketing company to
Oh,
sell knives.
Oh, see,
recently
yeah,
from a marketing company in California who does this. They'll spam phones
yeah, and then
for
finally somebody bites on it.
yeah, for and they'll text you to say, "Oh,
I
we
can't.
need to look up your application. What's
Right.
your name and phone number?"
Yeah. Now they got you.
And then they go through and then they spam
I
your
remember. I
list.
remember my first email address back in the Yahoo days
Oh
when
gosh.
princes from Saudi Arabia were like, "My friend, I just want to send
I
you
would
$10
love to
million
send you
dollars.
money.
I just need your bank
That's
account
insane.
info." And I'm like,
I feel so bad for the first person who got duped.
"Jeez, they're still doing it,
Because
dude."
imagine being the first person. You're like,
Oh my gosh, I seen it on Nightline one
me?
time. Instead of before To Catch a Predator, it was To Catch a Scam Artist. You know what I mean? It was like, and you know how they were on Nightline. They'll roll up on you. They're like, "Oh, so you got $10 million for me? Well, I'm here. You don't even got to send it to my bank account. How about now, John?" And he's like, "Oh, my friend, oh, da, 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 da. They're lost." But there's been so many scams. It's crazy. Even especially in the entrepreneur world, man.
We got a request.
We got a
We got
request.
a request from Brian. He wants you to do 2 minutes of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, not today.
You did stand-up.
I did do
Didn't you do
stand up.
stand-up
I did.
once?
I did. I
You
did.
should do it. You
I'm
should.
not gonna do it today.
We should do a timer for 30 seconds
Nah.
and have you give us some jokes.
We can do.
You have to
See,
give
I
the
can't
people
do
what
it
they
on
want.
right. I can't do it on the spot. I mean, that's
Can't do-
why I do funny. That's why I do funny topics to be funny.
Okay.
So we got some
Next
funny
time,
topics.
he'll practice
Look,
for next
y'all
time.
practice. Next, well, I've been thinking about some like
Sorry,
cool.
Brian.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do to make it funny. Then I got you. So I've been wanting to do, and you guys got to play along. This is improv.
Okay.
So I've been wanting to do this little bit that I stole off of a comedian on Netflix that somebody told me about, and I just thought was super funny. So this guy, like, during his bit, he's like, secret time," and you got to tell a secret about whatever we're talking about. So if we did it like that, secret time. What's your no, I don't want to go too hard on you guys. You're females. No.
What is happening?
Worst sales experience, because y'all are females. I know y'all have had some funny ones.
This is supposed to be funny?
Yeah, the fun,
Oh,
like your funniest like encounter
okay.
ever when you was trying to sell something.
Oh God, I don't know.
Just pick a random funny one.
I don't think any of my.
You're a female, so I know you've had some funny, creepy moments when you're trying to like get a new client.
Why is it gotta be creepy?
Because
That's not
normally
funny.
what's
If
funny.
it's creepy, it's not.
I don't know. Well,
Exactly.
funny. That's the only thing. I don't know. Then see, y'all got me on the spot.
In the world.
Whatever. Something funny. Then I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I
Moving on.
had a boss tell me one time I was selling cars, and I had a boss tell me that the people who I just talked to who told me they didn't want to buy a car, he was like, "You go back out there and you sell them a car. They're here to buy a car today." And basically, I could not come back inside until I
sold
brought
a
them
car?
inside. And he's like in the window, like watching.
Yeah, that
but
would
you
be
know what?
awkward.
They did buy a car for me that day.
So I got a crazy story. Like one time I was delivering pizzas back in the day, and I used to sell like DVDs and CDs, and like I was that guy. Like, hey, I got that
Out
new
of the
Jay-Z's.
trunk of the car.
Yeah, so I'm like double dipping.
Weird.
I'm delivering pizzas, like whatever. I was a hustler, so yeah, I found this site to buy like adult DVDs on. Let's just say that, and I had a box of these things in my trunk. And I'm delivering pizzas on the Navy base at Dahlgren. And it was right after 9/11, and the security guard flips his shit at the gate when he opens my trunk.
Really?
And I'm not like prejudiced towards straight or gay or none of that, but the Navy, hey, whatever. This dude got super mad that I had adult DVDs in my trunk, and he's like, "You can't bring those on my base. I'm calling my commander,"
Wow.
and I'm just like, this could go bad.
Is
Like,
that a real rule?
no, it's not a rule. The dude was probably, I didn't have any gay porn in there. Let's just put it like that. No offense to anybody. And like, he did look like he might have not been a straight guy. So he got super
So
offended.
he was mad at you?
He was super mad at me because I had adult
Wow.
DVDs in my car and like made a big deal about it. Shut the gate down. There's traffic backed up. I'm freaking out. It's after 9/11, and I'm trying to just deliver my pizza.
You
My
know better
pizza's
now.
my pizza's getting cold. I'm just like, dude, can I just deliver this pizza? Like,
My tip's going
my
down the
tip's going
toilet.
down. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, dude. And the commander like carried him. He was just like, "Are you serious?" She called me and like disrupted my dinner with my family to come out here because this dude has some porn in his trunk. Like, it's not that serious. Let him go. So I was just like, wow. I guess that was like just crazy moment.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
gosh,
All
that's a
right,
good one.
Lindsay, what you got over there? Give us something funny.
I don't know. I don't have
A
like
funny work
I don't
experience.
have
There
like
you
a
go.
funny work
Just a funny
experience.
work experience. Yeah,
You had to
right.
have something doing photography.
Oh yeah. You didn't have any crazy photography request? Come on.
Or like something you
That you didn't
accidentally
know that you
caught.
were getting into? Like, oh, you got a client that wants you to do pictures and you thought it was going to be something and it was something else? Come on.
No.
Nothing.
No.
So you've just had just a normal like, no, I know better. I'll let you slide.
She can't say.
I'll let you slide, but I
It's a
know
secret.
better. Yeah. So moving on anyway. So Alex has got a really good
Oh my
topic
gosh,
for
you
us
guys ready
tonight.
for this?
This is gonna be
This is
awesome.
it's so basic.
Basic shit.
So we're in fall technically, but we're also in Virginia, so it is still summer. It was
Summer
so
fall.
hot today.
It's summer fall.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be like that for the rest of the week. So,
We'll
enjoy
probably
it.
we'll probably get a
I
tornado.
like that word actually.
What?
Summer.
Summer fall?
Summer fall.
I made something
And
new up.
we are in summer fall
I'm
for sure.
I'm gonna make some stickers up.
Summer fall.
Summer
It sounds like a
fall.
band. It sounds like there you go. There's your emo band name.
There you go.
Okay. So I just put together a quick list of some of these super basic fall activities, and how to not be so basic. What we can replace them with. So the first one on this list, oh gosh, if you can guess it, it was pumpkin spice.
Of course.
Pumpkin spice, everything.
Everything.
All
Everything.
things pumpkin spice. Why?
I don't get it. I don't even like
There's
pumpkins.
pumpkin spice smells great. I don't like
I don't even like those candles.
flavored. The candles are fine.
I don't like anything.
They're a little basic too. There are more scents.
I don't like anything with the word pumpkin.
Okay.
Why are you being a
So
pumpkin hater?
you're like really against it. So you should be about this one.
I could be an ambassador for
So-
the anti-pumpkin movement.
Okay.
I'm down. We can start a protest.
I see. They're cool as jack-o'-lanterns.
What's wrong with so
So
you
you-
hate pumpkin patches
Do you-
too?
do
No,
you
pumpkin
carve
patches are
pumpkins?
fun.
No,
So just
you
as
can't.
long as-
You can't like pumpkin patches
As long as you don't
and hate pumpkins.
I don't carve pumpkins.
I call
What?
bullshit.
I have a plastic like cool pumpkin that plugs into the wall and you put water in it and it like
Yep.
steams and it's got lights and
I don't
I'm
know,
just
man.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
this is
hate
cool.
pumpkins.
I don't
Pumpkins
know.
is not bad.
That's
I
too
just feel
much.
like the whole Starbucks and pumpkin,
Pumpkin
it's
spice is
it's a
pretty good.
freaking millennial thing though. Like out of nowhere, Starbucks
And
pops up,
no one's
and then it's
branching
like
out
pumpkin
anymore.
spice,
Right.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
eh.
pretty good.
Well, and I don't think it's Starbucks' fault. It's really
really
the
not. It's just
I
trend.
like the pumpkin
basic-
spice cream.
basic people.
Cream. What is it called? Creamer.
Creamer?
But then
No,
again-
what's
Coffee?
it? Coffee mate.
Coffee mate.
Okay, okay.
Coffee mate. Pumpkin spice coffee mate.
I mean,
Oh,
look,
that's good too.
look.
Oh,
Well, I
gosh.
mean, in a way, it's like okay, I just don't like pumpkin. Period. You know what I mean?
That's
and
fair.
I feel like
Pumpkin spice
if
kinda
I
likes
did,
them.
if I did like pumpkin, I would be like, wow, there's so much pumpkin to choose from now.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? So just imagine the basic people that are like pumpkin.
They're
It's
so
pumpkin
happy.
time.
It's okay to be happy.
It's yeah,
I'm
it's
just
okay.
saying
If
you
that's
could-
it's your happiness.
Do
could
you like
branch
Pumpkin as a punk. Nah, not really.
pumpkin? Look at somebody calls someone
All right, pumpkin.
I think
Yes,
that
a
belongs to a
nickname.
child or an animal.
Sounds like something that I
What
would
about
hear.
that?
Look, it sounds like something I would hear from a cashier at a Walmart. Like, all right,
Here-
pumpkin, you had
here
a
in-
good day.
That'll be $4.97 pumpkin.
Yeah.
Here in
Sweet.
Fredericksburg is
Yeah.
where you see that.
Spots of Tucky Walmart right there.
So I just want to give some suggestions on how we could flavor our fall better. Cinnamon maple apparently is a pretty great combination, but one that really I think I would enjoy, just a classic vanilla latte and some Kahlua.
I don't even know what these words are except for Kahlua because it's alcohol.
There you go. So coffee and Kahlua.
Latte, I've never had a
You'll
latte.
be warm
Wait, so we're talking coffee, Kahlua,
And
what was
lattes.
it? Cinnamon, and
Cinnamon.
Well,
maple?
no, don't put them all together.
No,
No?
she's
I
just
mean, you
saying
could put
cinnamon
them all
maple
together. You can
latte
try
is
it. I'm
one
not going to
thing.
stop you.
Right.
Maybe
Don't
only
be
pick
basic.
one. Maybe just pick cinnamon
mean,
or maple.
I've never really been
The
in.
cinnamon maple is supposed to be good together.
I believe it.
I've never
Latte.
been into lattes because I don't like coffee.
Ah, weird.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
I feel like you haven't had the right coffee, but that's very
Probably.
cliche.
Well, I grew up in West Virginia, so my dad would take me
oh,
hunting
definitely.
and be like, "Here's some black coffee in the
You
thermos
had camping
and the
coffee.
thermal."
Oh, yeah. Okay. You
Yeah,
had
and I'm
you
like,
had a
I need to-
traumatizing experience
yeah, I'm like-
as a child.
Yeah, and I'm over like, did we bring toilet paper because I think I really got to
Oh,
go to the
no.
bathroom and it's like really cold outside and I'm just like, never again. This coffee thing is not cool to me.
Oh, that's terrible
I'll drink
coffee.
Mountain Dew. And then when energy drinks came around, and everybody's like, I gotta stop and get a coffee on the way to work. And I'm like, yep, gotta stop and get a
Oh.
rock star.
Oh my gosh.
My heart's really strong heart, put it that way.
All right.
Got a really strong heart.
All right. So number 2 on our Let's Not Be Basic this fall list is leggings and Uggs. I don't do this.
Lord.
I'm just wondering, hopefully this is a fading trend for those of
It's
us who are
not.
growing up
It's
a little
not.
bit. We could wear jeans. Look at how, okay,
Yes.
so we have all the Spice Girls and Pumpkin Spice down there on the end and the basic uniform. We could dress a little cuter. I love this girl's outfit. I just looked up cute outfits and this is one I came across. I thought it would be great for fall. And look, she looks so put together. So, oh my gosh. So the boots,
Oh, shit. I was trying to look at the comments.
You know-
Trying to look at the comments. I can't do it.
leather combat boots, high tops, like high top sneakers. Where did those go? They're great. They'll keep your ankles warm. I promise.
Yeah.
So we can wear pants. We can wear real shoes.
So here's my thoughts on the leggings. As a guy, like I have a love-hate relationship with leggings.
Mm.
It's one of those things where you know if you should be wearing leggings or not. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay, but if
As
you're
far
gonna like
as,
complain
like-
about being cold,
Definitely don't wear leggings then. But I'm just saying in general, I feel like
just saying.
somewhere down the line, somebody told their girlfriend way too many times that she looks super hot in leggings.
Yeah, and, all
And
our
then
friends
just a
started doing
trend started, and literally there's people that are wearing leggings that you can almost see through, and sometimes I just feel like it's freaking just inappropriate. Even as a guy, like I'm
it.
like,
Oh no.
she's super cute, but why is she wearing like see-through jogging pants that are too tight?
Right.
I'm so confused on this whole legging thing. So it's a love-hate situation with that because it's like without saying
Sometimes they're good and
sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. It's just like, but as a
bad.
whole, I agree. Let's find something better to wear.
excellent.
I know it's cold.
There's some real nice jeans
Yeah.
out these days.
Jeans are getting
that-
crazy too, though. Like
Fit all the different.
clothes are just
shapes.
getting so crazy.
Are
Right.
Are jeans getting crazy?
They are.
I didn't think they were like.
jeans, but
Her
then there's
jeans look
hers look
normal in the
normal.
Yeah, those are
picture.
cute.
yeah, those look normal in the
Yeah.
picture. So, yeah,
What about leggings on dudes?
hell no.
Have you seen that
Did
one?
that happen?
Have you seen? Oh, there's one video.
Is that
Wait
like
a
the
second.
rompers?
There's this one
From-
video, and this man puts on leggings, and he's just tricking everyone in the parking lot. And he's like bent over in the trunk of his car.
Oh wow,
waiting
that's
for other
just-
guys to
that's
walk
just
by.
messed up.
Yeah, and so every time a dude walks by, he pops out of the trunk like, "What are you looking at? Do you like what you see, man?" And
Now-
of course, every guy's either like, "Oh
No,
God, why?"
That's so messed up. See, I love
Man.
those prank videos. That's like a whole thing. Next week we're gonna have to like pick some prank videos to watch because there's some good ones.
Yeah. Oh, we
There's some
should-
good
yeah.
ones. I love those things.
Yeah.
So next
All
one
right.
is
Moving on. Okay, so bonfires.
bonfires.
So bonfires are kind of basic, and they're nice and everything. I mean, don't get rid of them. Enjoy them.
Add to them.
Add to them. Enjoy a dark night every now and then. It's a little bit chilly outside. Grab a blanket. Lay out under the stars. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this stuff. So in case anyone's wondering, October 8th and 9th is going to be a new moon, so there's going to be no bright moon shining in the sky.
This moon thing, man, I tell you, it's a roller coaster
Yeah?
this year with the moon. I feel like
Oh, and all of the retrogrades
it's
happening
just
right
so
now.
much. That red moon, like things just
Yeah.
went crazy after that. I
Mhm.
feel like.
Yep.
And it's funny, both of you guys, like, I feel like all my female friends are into astrology and all this stuff, and
It's real.
I really don't know a whole lot about it, but I just like hanging out with all you guys
It's
because you guys like put it in. Not, I wouldn't even say put it in perspective. It's just interesting to hear about it
yeah.
because Lindsay's all into that too.
It's strangely accurate.
It is kind of. It's like it's one of those things where you got religion and you got science, and I feel like I go both ways on that. You know what I mean? Like I believe in
There's
religion.
gotta be a name for that.
It's by
Oh gosh.
by religion, by scientific. I don't know, but I like both
I didn't
sides.
have anything quick enough, but I'll come
I
up with
didn't either.
something.
I like both sides of that. You know what I mean? I believe
That's
in
good.
religion, and I do.
Ethical atheism.
Okay, okay. I don't know if atheism is a word that I
I'm
like.
sorry,
though.
agnosticism, right?
Something like that. I don't
Atheism
know.
Seems
Siri.
legit.
Okay,
That's
Siri.
not-
Oh no, that's okay.
I
Google.
think,
Across the
I
board.
think they categorize it as spiritual.
Oh, okay, Siri.
I couldn't find Anna in your contacts.
Oh, I wasn't trying to talk to Anna. Okay, Siri. What is the definition for someone that believes in science and religion? Oh, okay,
Give
Siri.
us something good.
Hold on, we gotta do this. I gotta try this out. Okay, Siri. It's not working. Okay, never
See,
mind.
and that's why you get an Android.
No, hold on.
And
I
say,
can
okay,
make it
Google.
work. Okay, Siri. What is the definition of someone that believes in science and religion? Let's see.
There's nothing.
No,
Okay, so
there is. Hold on. Science and religion. There's got to be a word.
there's not a word.
Scientist and believe. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that.
Yeah, we'll
There's
make it
got to
up.
be a word.
We'll make it up.
Right,
New word.
we'll come up with something.
Okay, so yeah, October 8th and November 7th. If you're trying to look at stars, they'll be really pretty.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll
number.
watch the replay.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
On
I
Net-
heard something on my horoscope about October 7th.
Really?
Interesting.
did.
Okay.
Interesting. October
You want to share
7th.
that?
I can't remember it. Like, yeah, but I remember like
It
it
was
says,
that
like
day.
October 6th, 7. Like,
Well,
it stood
it's a
out.
Sunday, so
Okay,
Sundays
excellent.
are good days.
Yeah. Okay, so number 4, it's kind of basic to just watch TV all day. It's fine. Again, I'm not, being basic it's easy. That's why it's basic. So don't take it off the list. But books are pretty cool too.
I
you
need
get
to start reading
Get
books
into your
more.
own imagination. It helps with your vocabulary, which as entrepreneurs is kind of important.
Yeah.
So just pick up a book. Enjoy being outside or maybe in your living room with some candles going.
I wonder.
Change it up a little bit.
See, my attention span is just not big enough to read anymore. I had a period of time where I did a lot of reading. Let's just say I didn't have any TV, and I read a lot. And then after that, I kind of didn't want to read a lot anymore. So now I'm like, if there's somebody on Fiverr that will read books for me and do book reports on them, so I can just read the summary.
Oh my
You
gosh.
want Cliff Notes?
Cliff Notes, there it is. I need the Cliff Notes of all these interesting. Literally, I have magazines for days at my house that are like entrepreneur magazines, men's health, all the topics that I'm interested in, and then literally
You
I'll
want
get
just
it.
like short articles. So you
Yeah.
read.
I'll read pieces out of them.
That's not quite the
It'd take me
same.
forever
You
to
don't
read a
read novels.
magazine.
It's not.
Oh no, I haven't read
People
any.
find
Better than
you
nothing.
with a Harry Potter
Well,
book.
no. I read biographies. Like I read the Nirvana book. Then
Okay,
I read
how
the
was
Jay.
that?
That book was crazy.
Okay, I want to
So-
get that
I
one.
went to that museum one time in
I
Seattle.
read biographies, and I like reading about entrepreneurs
Okay.
and just biographies in general. So I did Nirvana. I read the Jay-Z book. I read the Marilyn Manson book.
Oh man.
I've read a lot of crazy books.
Oh, for real? You have it?
I
Oh,
have
nice.
I have an encyclopedia on conspiracies, which I was going to talk about today, but I'll
Oh,
get to that another
wow.
day because I'm
Yeah,
a
let's do
big.
conspiracies.
We'll have a whole episode about
Yes.
conspiracies.
Are you guys down with that? Let's do
Um,
conspiracies.
I love conspiracies,
Yes.
and that's the same. Nope, I've seen that book though.
That is
so
great.
I'm really into conspiracies and
excited.
stuff, and that's a whole nother topic. Literally, so I'm at the bank. I do got to touch on it for a second. So I'm at the bank making a deposit, and it's really slow. You know, my bank's inside the Giant, right next to my house, and somehow we get on conspiracies and stuff, and
Wait, who?
me and the bankers, because I'm like really
That's
cool with my
great.
bankers. It
Okay.
was awesome. So it turns into like an hour conversation where I'm trying to break down like secret societies to this banker, and he's like,
Nice.
so wait a minute, there's all these different ones, and I'm like, yeah, you got the Freemasons, you got New World Order, you got Illuminati, and then you got Skull and Bones Club, and you got all these different. So I don't want any heat on me over here, but
Oh gosh.
you got all
Will we see
these,
Mark next week?
right? Maybe not. So I mean, I've always studied on that. For me, it all started out when I was a kid with the JFK thing. I really wanted to
Oh.
know.
Yeah.
And we'll never know the truth for sure. All you can do is make your own assumptions. And I can't say if my assumption's true or not. I'm not going to step out there in the internet world and get myself targeted for any accusations against our wonderful government.
Oh my god.
Puke in my mouth. Anyway, yeah. So it turns into an hour-long conversation because he didn't know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of my thoughts on all that is like there's a lot of evidence pointing towards a lot of stuff
There is.
that is written about secret society type stuff. So my thing is like 2 + 2 is 4, right?
Yeah, it is.
If I write it on a piece of paper and I show it to you and it's true.
Yes.
It's not that simple, but it is. Because some of this stuff like it is so black and white that how can you deny it? But a lot of people don't want to
Sure.
get into that conversation because they don't want to like question everything. I've always been somebody to question things.
Yeah, that's true.
I like to know.
A
You
lot
know
of
what I
people
mean?
just don't. They just
But
don't
you'll never
question.
know. That's the thing. I actually looked the other day at the local Freemason thing. I was like, how do I become a Freemason? I'm curious.
Can
I'm
you still
curious.
become one?
You
There's
have
like a
to get.
Masonic lodge
Wait a
downtown.
Yes, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apply or something.
No, well, here's the thing. You do have to apply, but you have to be recommended by two members.
2 other members.
Yep,
So how do
yep.
you find the other members?
Well, I mean,
Good
you
question.
just
Go
got
to
to
their
do
parties?
you got to do some investigation and figure out who's
Ooh,
already in there.
party.
Mhm.
This is like some spy stuff. Hey, if you're listening, I'm down to be recruited for the Freemasons. I'm curious.
I'm curious.
I'm curious about what you guys are building over there.
Oh my god.
Because they say the Freemasons they wore, and we got some time, so we can just touch on this because we kind of did we get through all yours? No, we're on
No.
bacon. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
go.
I have one left.
You got one left,
Okay,
and
the
then we'll
last
touch on it.
basic thing of fall is baking. Everyone starts baking. I love baking. Don't stop
I'm
baking.
not trying to get fat. Please do not bake.
But switch it up. Try the crock pot. Oh my gosh. It is my
Ooh.
favorite thing right now. I want to buy like 5 more of them.
Ooh,
So
I
I
love
can
crock
just use,
pots.
yes, just use it
Can
all
you
the
make
time.
some of
You
those
just-
little like barbecue tasting weenie things?
I actually have
Do you
the
do that?
little smokies and
Yes.
meatballs at my house to
Can-
make.
All right, can you bring those the next episode? Ooh,
Sure.
better yet, Friday when you come by the office for our weekly meeting, can you just bring those for lunch?
All right.
Thank you. I'll remind you.
And
I'm setting
maybe
a
I'll bring
reminder.
some of these. I'll just do my last one real quick. So I had to pick another thing to talk about, and it's so random. But they're called ground cherries. Have you guys heard of ground cherries?
I have
it's-
not.
I haven't. It sounds like cherries that you get on the ground.
So they grow on a bush, and
I feel like we need
apparently,
a sound effect. What is it?
Sound
Shot.
effects.
What?
She's
You
like, we
shoulda
need
did the
sound effects.
stanza. Brian was right.
I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening.
Well, no, when I was being a smart ass, and she was like, you need sound effects.
Oh my gosh.
So ground cherries. You got that
Yeah.
image for us over there? He was distracted for a second. I'm curious about these ground cherries because some reason I didn't get the updated version over
So apparently they taste like pineapple or can taste like pineapple,
here. Well, I
but
like
also like
pineapples.
vanilla.
Huh.
So a little bit of a tropical taste, but has undertones of tomato. They kind of look like little cherry tomatoes. They grow in these little pods, and apparently they have a really intoxicating smell.
Interesting.
They don't grow everywhere right now, but scientists are trying to change that. They've like genetically changed the DNA so they're easier to grow in different climates. So hopefully we start eating a lot of these and they're everywhere. That would make the people who worked on that really happy. But I don't know how you guys feel about like GMO, if that is something that you would consider a genetically modified to like the point where you wouldn't eat it.
I don't know. I don't
Wait,
have.
what are they doing? They're just
They changed like the
Wait.
DNA sequence. of the plant
How did they do that?
with gene editing, genome editing. They go in and they
I
can
mean, I've
actually
heard.
take pieces of the DNA sequence out using another piece of DNA. It's called CRISPR.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
okay, there it is.
I'm
So
still
yeah, that's what they
confused, but yeah.
do. But
Wait, so they do that to make the fruit different?
yeah, yeah,
I
Just
mean,
so
they
just for the
change
purpose
attributes.
it grows
well,
in
it's
different
kind of
climate.
cool. It reminds me of that Willy Wonka movie where, it's like you put that candy in your mouth and it starts out one way and it goes another way and maybe is that it? Like it changes flavors, or you're just saying like they're just modifying the
They're
flavor in general?
they're modifying pieces of the DNA that change other things, like where it can grow, the flavor, um, all kinds of
So they're
like
just making up their own stuff.
They're creating
they're
fruit.
They're
they're
creating stuff with other stuff that's
they're
already
They're
there.
literally creating fruit.
Okay.
they're kind of just modifying it to
This
make
kind of goes
it
into
easier
what,
to grow. Conspiracies.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh
This worked out
man.
perfect.
Oh, man.
This is perfect
no,
setup.
it's not. No, if you research CRISPR, it's not. It's like it's science.
No, it's real,
It
but it
could
still
become
goes
a
back.
conspiracy.
It could
It's
be.
one of those
Because
if it falls into the wrong hands.
have you guys heard that like they've been talking about for years, I feel like, where they're talking about freezing people and
Yeah.
like
Cryogenics.
crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Science is crazy and then it mixes in with like everything else
Have
and like
you
you get crazy things. So you got to think about, let's talk about the conspiracy shit for a minute. You got to think about all the experiments that have went wrong that we don't know
Oh,
about.
absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's the science, it's the government doing a lot of them. I
I
don't know that.
I don't either.
I
don't
don't
know
know
about
that
these
for
government
sure.
people.
But have you watched? It's on National Geographic. It's a show with Morgan Freeman.
He's all up in all that stuff.
It's the story of God or the story behind
Oh
God,
yeah,
and it's pretty interesting. I mean, he explores all kinds of different
different
topics,
areas.
religions, all kinds of different things. And one they were trying to do memory capturing and put human memories into a robot, and the lady's still alive. So everything that she does, she feels, she thinks, the robot like watches her to learn and kind of just trap her essence. So when she passes, her partner will still have her there. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean that's it's kind of crazy.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like science is crazy. They can do a lot of stuff with science, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we don't even know about. I mean, perfect example. I was talking to that banker. Back to that story. So we're talking at the bank, and this guy is like just so unaware of a lot of things that have happened along the way, and he's way older than me. Then I'm just like, how do you not know these things? Like he didn't. Some people don't even realize like the internet was hidden from us for a lot of years. We'll see. I'm going to do a quick fun fact on that one just to see when did the internet really come out. When
Like
did?
the 60s or something.
Yeah, I feel like it was in the 60s first come out because the government used it as a form of communication with, for war and all that stuff. So, it's saying that we got it in '83.
Would you not agree that the telephone system was kind of the first internet?
Well, yeah, of course. 1980s, 1967 was when like it all started.
Where did it start?
I'm looking at Wikipedia. The Internet Protocol Suite, the TCP and the IP, was developed by Robert Kahn and Vint Cerf in the '70s and became the standard networking. So it was the '70s. So we had this. It didn't hit us until the '80s.
It started in like college, right? Oh
Um,
gosh, which one was it?
Oh no, this is
And they
talking
used
about
it.
Switzerland and British. This is like scientists. Goes back to science, so it's all foreign stuff.
Oh
United
man,
Kingdom. So
what are you looking at?
I'm looking at Wikipedia history of the internet. So it started with the development of electric computers in the '50s. That's what the first sentence says. I mean, I had a Commodore 64 when I was a kid, and it was already ready for the internet. You could do dial up and whatnot, but there was nothing. You know what I mean? It was early '80s. Like it was there, but I remember watching War Games, that '80s like military movie where the kid like hacks into the mainframe of the government's military system and tries to fire a missile and like all this crazy stuff, and I got all hyped up and just knew I was going to change everybody's grades at school the next day.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I hack into the back of the Apple, like the DOS system, and the big brick Apple computer at
Oh my
school, and I'm just
gosh.
like typing all kinds of shit, and I'm like, yeah, we're changing grades. And my teacher is just like, yeah, reset your computer, dudes. You're doing a bunch of nothing. Your code ain't doing nothing over here.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool back then, though, to think about it. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
So the internet, like, just in general, like, I feel like, well, it was back to the society. So here's the way I've developed my theory on it. You got the Masons. They kind of were the forefathers that built the country, supposedly. Still don't
Mhm.
know too much about them. I'm going to investigate that because we have Mason places locally all over the place. I want to get invited to one of these Mason parties. Check this
Are you
out.
gonna go undercover?
No, I'm just going to be a Mason. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
He just wants to legit.
He's
get
actually- I
wanna
up
be a
to
ma-
it.
I'm actually joining.
I want to get in. I want to get
He
in.
wants to know what.
It's crazy
So
because
start-
qualifications.
well, it's crazy. I've been getting all these messages on Instagram like, "Hey there, I'm Illuminati guy," and blah blah blah, and like I get like 4 of them. And I'm just like, no, I'm not sending I'm not sending you my bank account information, Illuminati guy.
What if they really needed it?
That's the catchy part.
Are you out?
I'm out.
If you're at the lodge and
Well, no, if I'm at the
you're
lodge,
all
then
in
it's different.
robes and there's candles and you're being inducted and they're
Yeah.
like, just one last thing, Mark, that I need from
I
you.
need your credit card.
I'm gonna need your
Not your
banking
blood.
information.
I need your blood. Nah, but so so you got the Masons. I'm not too sure about them, and then the New World Order. I've always gathered was like your Rockefeller situation, where
yeah.
a lot of people don't know that the Rockefellers and all these rich people bought the Federal Reserve. So our money is printed like government type thing, but they don't. Nobody owns the rich people own the money. The bankers,
Right.
the Rockefellers, the rich people bought the debts back in the day to save us, and now like we don't even own our own money anymore. You know what I mean? It's been like that for quite some time, and a lot of people are blind to that. So it all goes back to money, though. Everybody's like, money ain't nothing. It doesn't buy happiness. Doesn't do this. Doesn't do that. Money runs the world, and if you're not on that level where money can help you get things done, then I don't know. But so the New World Order,
True.
This
money
is
Money is
wild.
a tool.
it is a tool. So, and then the Illuminati conspiracy theory is my favorite one because it's tied to the media the most.
Mhm.
Illuminati is like the media outlet, and
We have some celebrities currently who are
I mean, there's a lot.
possibly a part of the
Yeah,
Illuminati.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, basically any.
Wait, like who?
I mean, everybody. Like, just pull it up. It's crazy. Let's ask Siri.
I don't want to say the wrong people, but
I
I'm
don't
pretty
either,
sure it's
but-
like,
Siri, who are the major people in
oh
the
yeah,
Illuminati music
John
world?
Benet Ramsey.
What's behind hip hop? Hip hop's a big one for Illuminati.
Yeah. I think
Oh, here we go.
Jay-Z and Rihanna.
Of
I
course.
think the two of them.
Who are the Illuminati and what do they control? So Beyonce, Madonna,
Yeah.
Katy Perry are among the stars
Oh,
being
Katy Perry's on our
accused
list.
to be in a
Interesting.
secret society. You know, there's tons of that. So here,
this is a good article for you.
there is. So I learned about the Illuminati in the music industry a long time ago. So supposedly, here's how it went down in the hip hop industry. So back in the 90s, and it makes sense. I'm not saying it's true or it's not, but I believe that there's a very good possibility that it's pretty accurate. So in the 90s, we had that twist of music where what they call gangster rap came out, right?
Yep.
So if the theory's true, supposedly what happened is like all these bigwig music people went out and bought up all the stock in private jails. Okay. So then gangster rap drops and crime rate goes up in major cities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if that's true, if everything's true, it makes perfect sense. The banker was like, "Well, how's that benefit them?" And I'm like, "Okay, they already own the record labels, so they make their money off the records, the tour, all that, the whole music side. And now if they own piece of the jails, when everybody goes to jail, because of this gangster music they're listening to.
Yep.
Now they're making all kinds of more money.
On those for-profit prisons, I actually watched something about
Yeah,
that the other day.
there's a really in-depth thing about that. So, I mean, you got that side of it, and then like from what I've researched, Illuminati controls the media because if you look at it, unless you're, I mean, for the most part, the media runs like the world
Right.
because they influence everything. The media influences
All
everything.
things. Yes.
I try not even to watch the news because most news is bad news now.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
now it's taken over social media. You can't. I get all my news on Facebook timeline every day. I know exactly what's trending
Yeah.
this week, and then I can tell when it's not that cool anymore because something else pops up. Literally every single week, there's a major
I'm guilty of
headline.
that too. That's
Yeah.
where I get my news.
Yeah,
Facebook.
a major headline news story pops up on my timeline, and then it turns into 50 other people on my timeline posting it.
Talking about it.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
And then eventually it just fizzles out and
it fizzles out and something else happens. And the sad part of it is a lot of times it would be like 20 kids get killed in an airplane accident in Ohio. And then
True.
3 days later, they're like,
Yeah.
who cares? Kanye West is talking about Donald Trump again.
Right, exactly.
Oh, what was that story? He
I was going
wearing
to
a
touch on
hat?
that, and that's why I kind of hinted on it, because I was going to see if anybody would bite. Thanks
Something
for
about-
biting.
No, something about like Saturday
It's-
Night Live.
So look, here's
and
what
then,
happened.
Like Chris Rock.
Yeah.
reported
So
him or
listen.
Something I heard this.
Yeah,
story.
so here's what happened because I was actually going to do it, but I feel like I've been doing too much hip hop news here lately, so I avoided it.
Well, I'm asking.
But because you're asking, I'm going to put it out there. So apparently, and I missed this, I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore.
Oh.
Kanye West went on Saturday Night Live with one of those Trump hats on to make America great again. And supposedly this is like
Wait, who did? Kanye West?
Kanye did.
Okay, yeah,
So
okay.
supposedly this is the second time he's made a stand for the 13th Amendment, which is the abolishment of slavery, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check. Somebody double check.
Why
Thir-
are you asking me?
What is
What
the
am
third-
I
I got it. Jeez.
have no
Um,
electronic
So, but-
devices.
13th Amendment is what?
Yeah, you're right.
Abolishment of
That
slavery.
is the one.
So I don't
yes.
understand. Okay, so that amendment's not it's gone, right? So there's no more slavery.
Right.
So I really don't not be, and I gotta be touchy on this because I know so many different people, and I don't want to come off like any way that I'm racist or I'm not racist or none of that. I'm definitely not racist. I don't know what I just said that.
Let's get to the point.
The point is like Kanye West has been like backing Trump since the get-go, and it's still funny to me because like you got Trump over here with all these like I
They're
feel
on
like
the same team.
they're on
guys.
the
They're
s-
celebrities. That's
Well,
what it
exactly.
is. They're on the same team.
and this goes back to the Illuminati. There was a song back in the
Mm-hmm.
90s where one of the famous hip hop artists had predicted Donald Trump being the president, talking about somebody.
Well, so did the
The
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Right. See? Back to what I said, the media.
Exactly.
The media. Guess what? Half of the artists don't write their own music.
No.
You know what I mean? And
It's
the
how
Simpsons.
it's how Kanye is staying relevant.
Yeah, so I mean, he's
So-
doing all that. I mean, just a week or two ago, I mean,
It
Kanye's
separates him from Kim.
yeah, Kanye's had a rough couple years anyway, and I feel like as soon as he started dealing with Kim Kardashian, it happened. I'm sorry, Kanye, but
I'm sure he's
They
not.
seem
Card-
fine. I think he's just trying to continue to be.
I don't know. Well,
he
didn't he
has
lose his
to-
mom or something happened
Yeah.
drastically? He lost his
Yeah.
mom.
I think he's just trying to stay individually relevant.
Yeah. So we're almost out of time. So Illuminati will go all night. But so the Kanye thing was, I don't understand why he did what he did, but he made a stand for it, and Chris Rock recorded it and put it on Snapchat. I'm like,
Combo
first of all,
sponsor.
right, sponsored by Wawa and Combos. First of all, Chris Rock is a little too old to be playing on
You guys.
Snapchat. I'm sorry. Why are old people on Snapchat? I mean, I'm 39 and I'm playing on Snapchat, but
Oh,
I do
I've
it for
never
marketing.
used- Really?
Yeah.
I do marketing as my job, and I think Snapchat is ridiculous. I won't download it. I've never used it.
I'm the same way. I don't like it.
It seems so. The creators of Snapchat even were like, "This is a fad. It's not going to last."
But
I
it
think
has.
it's only a matter of time before it's part of Instagram, and they buy it for the filters.
Well, you know,
Just my opinion.
Mark Zuckerberg is out to buy everything.
Yes.
Social media,
Absolutely.
anything.
Mhm.
You know, and that's another crazy thing. So you got Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook and all this social media crap, right?
Mhm.
So they just did that big thing where the government brought Mark Zuckerberg to the White House, made him sit in front of Congress
And talk about
and explain
privacy.
the privacy crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I get it because some of them old people on the Congress, they're like, "What's Facebook? I don't
Oh
use
yeah, it's
Facebook."
scary because
It's
they don't
scary
know
to
what it
them
is.
because they don't know what it is.
Yep,
But
that's
at the end
fair.
of the day, it's like I feel like the government and well, I know they work together because like look how many crimes have been solved on Facebook. You know what I mean? Look how many stories we've heard about,
Well,
people
maybe
getting
that's why.
busted
Well,
on
that's probably
Instagram.
why they needed him
that's
to come
true.
in and explain it.
Well, I mean, they
Because
did.
maybe too many people were using it as a defense.
Well,
Like, oh, they
It was-
invaded my privacy.
I feel like technology has always been an invasion of privacy. They've been tapping phones since phones were around. If you go
Well,
like,
you gotta look at it from the other perspective.
no, we
So,
need it.
like,
We need it.
Yeah, what like think about how many true criminals were put away.
No, you're right.
That's true.
We need it, but then again, it's like I feel like sometimes it is an invasion of privacy. So
Well, that's why he like went there and explained it.
right, but
And
anyway,
then they're gonna rule on it. So like, would they rule on it?
they ruled on from what I gathered, let's expose some more privacy. They didn't really do nothing. So I mean, we haven't been like, there's been no privacy since 9/11. You know what I mean? That got thrown out the window.
That's true.
And it never was private before. They just didn't talk about it. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's next week. I'm gonna dig into this
There's
next
so-
week.
so
We're out
many
of time
things.
for tonight. We're gonna go into a whole nother topic on that one. But thanks for everybody for listening, tuning in again,
Thanks
and
for
hanging
chatting
out
with us.
and chatting with us. And
We
we're
hope you
just gonna
enjoyed it.
keep growing this thing every week. We're gonna add more fancy stuff as we go. We might even have a segment where we let people call in.
Yeah.
There's a
that'd be
bunch of
fun.
different things we could do with this. So Monday nights, 10-ish
10-ish,
to 11-ish.
11-ish.
Join us on 360 Real Talk. We're going live every Monday. Of course, if you ain't got time, I know some of you guys go to bed early. Check us out on all major podcast outlets, YouTube. We're everywhere. Just search for FXBG Public Radio. There, shout out to them for producing the show for us, and check us out. We're gonna keep doing this thing and see where it goes.
Bye.